What is going on, gang? Ben here, and today I have another lesson for you guys. Today we'll be going over volume balances. In the group, Telegram, and Twitter, I directed your attention to volume imbalances last week, but because of how much they've helped me recently, I thought I'd make a more formal and long-winded piece of content on it for you guys. So let's get into it. Here on the picture on the left, we see a volume imbalance. Between these two candles is a gap between the close of the one candle and the open of the next candle. Wicks fill this gap. Now, it's important to note that wicks fill this gap, because if wicks don't fill this gap, it is not a volume balance, it's a liquidity void, which has slightly more magnetism to it, and it requires more passes to rebalance. It is more flexible and magnetic than a fair value gap, and extending these out in time can serve multiple uses. I have been really looking at them as break and retests, simple support and resistance ideas, and they cut through candles. So extending them out, you have hard lines, and we're going to get into that now. Let's move over into price. So here is the daily chart for ES, and this is recent. This is current price right here on the right hand side of our screen. Now, as you see, there's a bunch of volume imbalances, especially on the daily chart where we have like the daily openings. Right now, I'm going to throw some annotations here for us, and we'll be able to see how this is fruitful. Now, this is a volume balance that I've had our attention to, and I would have liked to see a retest further here. But as we see, we'll start here. This is kind of a volume balance because of this wick, but it's not entirely balanced until this wick. Then it's a volume balance. Broken. Came back, closed above here on this candle on Friday the 21st. Breaks above to the next volume balance. Can't close above, close inside. Comes back and respects it, and then breaks above. As you see here, uses the same area for support, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through every example. Now, sensitive areas for volume balances, just like fair value gaps, are going to be the high, low, and consequent encroachment, which is going to be the middle of the gap. Now, like I said, I've really been using these a lot recently, and they are super simple and very small areas where we can look at support, turn resistance, and vice versa. And that's how I've been doing them, especially in consolidations. For those who've been participating in the market recently, our morning sessions and sometimes our entire days really in index futures have been really small ranges or just super choppy price action. Flips of these levels have been really easy and clear to see, for me at least, to be able to engage with price, and that is what I'm hoping to convey here. And we will go over a live trade using this concept from last week, and then I'll have a second example after that of just a walkthrough price of a annotated screenshot that I sent out to everybody. But moving this concept forward, we got to close below this volume balance. So I'm going to want to see if price can come up here and form some sort of daily high here at some point. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to happen tomorrow, but I'll be looking for this area to be used as resistance and then come down into this area here. Now, let's get into the live example. Alright, so here we see me labeling price validating this area, as in I've already seen a price show a willingness to respect this area, as you see by the candle bodies respecting that top volume balance. Now we're just sitting here watching price. For me, this already looked like it could have gone long here. As we see, it fails to do so. Further digging into sell side, and that area is actually a daily opening gap, and the dashed part is the consequent encroachment of that gap. So volume balances actually work similar to the area that we're trading into. So here we have a dig into sell side, and we have our volume balances delineated in our red boxes. We see price clearly refusing to close above a volume balance as of this moment. Price then has an energetic run up, taking out a swing high and closing above. So now we have a market structure shift, and price has shown a willingness to close above these areas. Now look at this one in particular. Price closed inside. Now price is closed above. So this is where I'm deciding to get in, because price already showed me that we're using this area. We've broken above, and now it should be turning into support, as well as we have a fair value gap below us. And as we see on a candle close basis, we close above, respecting it, and we can then look for a flip from the next zone. And I was actually looking to add to my position here prior to the target, and price did not offer it, so that was that. Here we have our third example, and this is a piece I sent to you guys on Friday, and this is something I get engaged with both ways using the daily bias I delivered to you guys on Friday for purge and revert. As we see, we have this previous week low down here and this compressed area of price, engineer liquidity, so all of this is ready to be taken. Here we have a volume balance where it's hard to see, but this candle close and this candle open are one tick apart. We see it get validated here, and this is something I look for. I like to see price tell me that a level is important, rather than just being like, okay, like I know this concept exists, therefore it must be important. No, that is not how I use it. That does not mean it's the only way to use it. This is just how I have found success with it. Price has told me that this is a key area, as I see by these candle body closes, and price repaints a volume balance right here. Look at this volume balance. Look at the close of this candle. The bottom of the wick is the low of the fair value of the volume balance. So these are signatures in price that we're looking for, or I'm at least looking for, to tell me that this area of price is significant. We also repaint a fair value gap over this area. So here, really simple, stop run here. We take out this high here. Market structure shift, close below this old volume balance after price has shown a willingness to respond to this level, comes back, trades into it here for value gap. Look at this second candle high in here. The high of the wick is the high of the volume balance. Then price moves lower. Trade one, previous week low. Friday, previous week low is reached. Easy purge and revert ideas, especially in a relatively consolidated week, dragging this volume balance. And this is already validated because price showed me that it validates here because it prints one volume balance. The candle body is here. Take this off for a second so you can see it. It prints one and then a second one. Price returns to this area, refuses to close above it, then closes below it. We have an energetic shift above it here, and then price respects it for two candle bodies, retests it here, and then displaces higher. And just to prove the point that volume balances, this is one of the daily volume balances I showed you. Yeah, I didn't have it charted, so you could have also traded off of this high as well. So I hope this was helpful. these have really helped me with participating in less than desirable conditions with highly precise levels and relatively small margin of error. So hope this was helpful. Talk soon.